Ryan Mulnix is the head coach of the district champion Reading Rangers girls basketball team. Ryan, how are you?
Doing good.
Well, congratulations on a great season. You finish up 14-10 and sweep through that district with wins over Schoolcraft and Quincy. You had to be excited for your kids to win that district title.
Yeah, definitely. We are a pretty young team, and going into the season, had a few returning juniors from last year that didn't come out, and we had a couple that probably did not plan on being on varsity that had to come and fill in the varsity roles, and they did a really good job, improved throughout the year, and, just kind of believed that we could do it, and it actually happened. So, yes.
Good. Talk about the regular season, and then I'll get back into the district a little bit. I'm looking at your Big 8 schedule. You beat Union City on December 11th, win over Quincy 40-18 in that one, a loss to Springport on December 18th, and you go right through. You won a good fair share of those Big 8 games this year. How important was that for confidence going into the district?
A lot of confidence. We tell our girls that we think the Big 8 is probably one of the toughest conferences for Class C schools, in the state. We had, Concord that was undefeated last year, went all the way to the Breslin Center. We also had Athens, who's a Class D school, but they went all the way to the state finals last year, and I think they're poised to make another run this year also. And for us to finish 500, that's the first time we've finished 500 or better in the league in at least a long time. I don't know the last time we would have done that. So that's an accomplishment too. And I think that tests those schools help us get ready for the districts. You
go to the district at Centerville, which is not right around here. It's not a place where your kids are real familiar with. And you get over there and you draw Schoolcraft, and you beat them in a really good game, 34-30. Talk a little bit about that Schoolcraft win.
Yeah, really big. We, knew nothing about them. When I first heard that we were going to Centerville in the summer, and then that we were picking up Centerville and Schoolcraft, and then dropping, instead of having Hillsdale and Jonesville, I thought, didn't really know what to expect. Centerville was a great host, really great host, and Schoolcraft had us scouted. I think they had watched us 3 or 4 times, and kind of a funny story, my assistant and I went up to watch Schoolcraft play the last week of the season, and we're kind of in a snowstorm, and we're up going to watch them north of Battle Creek play a conference game, and come to find out they had canceled the game on us. So we drove an hour and a half one way, and luckily we were able to watch a game online. So we didn't know a lot about them. We had no really common opponents, and they really did have us scouted well, and we just were able to turn our pressure at the right time, and we, had to come back with a couple minutes left in the game and won a nail-biter. But kind of we've done that a few times this year, so it kind of just shows the character of the girls that we have on our team. And so, yeah.
34-30, you beat Schoolcraft, and then you face Quincy. And Quincy's a team that you'd had some success with during the regular season, but, it's all different in the tournaments. It's different when you play teams in that elimination game. Talk about your mindset going into that game and how the game turned out.
Yeah, I think it's always tough to beat a team 3 times in a season, especially a rival. And then people see scores, and then they wonder why you didn't beat a team by more. But there's also those little stories, stories within a game that people don't know about. And one thing that people didn't realize was we played them twice this year. Each time they were missing one of their top 2 players. Mm-hmm. So they had their top 2 players back against us. They had a little bit more rest. They ran a little bit of a different defense than we were ready for. They boxed and won our best player, Michelle Davis, and it kind of just threw us off a little bit. But, hey, we fought through it, and, I was happy. I don't care what you win by in the districts. As long as you get it, you advance. That's all that matters.
Well, by March 1st, you guys knew your way to Centerville. You went back the 3rd time and took on Bronson in the district championship game, 45-34 win. You guys hang a banner. Talk about winning that title against Bronson.
Yeah, pretty awesome. It was, I didn't know. We didn't know what to expect. Bronson had a better record than us. They had some pretty decent scores. They had beaten some good teams, had played some teams tough, and we really, we knew they were stronger than us. We knew they were, a little bit lower to the ground, but they were, built stronger than us. And we thought, well, if we could just get by them, I told them jokingly, I told the girls, you guys are going to drive to the lane. you're going to be knocked down. They're not going to call foul because they're not going to move, and we're going to end up on the ground. So you just have to play through that. And we just kind of, our quickness, I think we wore them down. Did a really good job on the boards, and we really pressured their guards, and we really got after it defensively, which is what we were kind of, built on all year. So that was pretty cool.
I look at reading, and you've had so much success in the boys' side with the football team, the baseball team winning a state title a couple of years ago, obviously with what Coach Hubbard built up on the basketball side. But your girls' sports haven't been as strong in the last decade. And for you guys to put a banner up on the wall, what did that mean to your players to win that district championship and to kind of validate what they've been working on all year?
It feels good. I would say that our girls' track team has been pretty strong.
Right.
And then our girls' cross country team did go to the state meet. So we do kind of use that to our advantage. We try to use our speed and our quickness and our athletic ability to make up for the fact we don't have the size, of other schools. Our boys program it's been, very successful. It comes with, continuity. I've been the coach there for 5 years now. Sometimes there's some continuity there. We had our biggest turnout in the past summer for team camp. So we're just going to continue to do a little bit more this summer, I think, just kind of build on that. And when you do have a district title there, you kind of got to, that's your expectations are raised. And especially with a young team, they should be able to just say, hey, this is what we did last season. We need to build on that. So they should know that now a district title maybe isn't such a big deal. Now we're looking at a Big 8 title. Maybe we're looking at getting deeper into the tournament.
Sure.
Who
are a couple of your key players this year that you thought really stepped up during the course of the season?
Michelle Davis is returning. She's a junior returning. She's two-time All-Conference. She's at times single-handedly would take over the game. She did that a couple different times in the tournament, in the season. Jamie Hubbard is a sophomore, kind of the leader, I think, on the court. She's kind of a tweener. She's, about 5'10", 5'11", but she's got some good perimeter skills. And, she's a good post player, too. And there's some nights, like last night, where she's going against a 6-foot girl, legitimate, and a lot bigger than her, too. So she does a really good job with that. And then Brittany Marcourt's junior also. She's just just really good defensively, and if I was a guard, I would not want to go against her. She just harasses you all night. And last night she hit, three-pointers like right in a row that kept us in the game when we were down 10, and they were just pretty cool looking shots. And so those three kind of led the way throughout the season, and we'll have I think we'll add a couple more, and as next year, and then and we'll hopefully have a couple more to add next year if we have the same conversation.
This run that you made in the playoffs was really exciting. You win the district. Last coach, don't ever want to end on a negative, but the game against Hartford last night, 52-46. This is a 6-point ball game in the regional, and you had to at least feel that your kids came to fight and put on a good performance.
Oh yeah, definitely. We battled with them. We got down. Didn't finish the first half really well. They had a legitimate all-state player, a 6-foot post player who could go outside and shoot. She shot really well last night. So we had to battle against her, but we fought back. They had a couple. You got to have the bounces go your way.
Right.
They had a couple go in that bounced the right way. We had a couple that bounced out, and then the only negative I would probably for the entire season, at least even the district run and the tournament run, our free throw shooting has kind of shot us in the foot. And I think we were 3 for 8 in the last quarter. It's points you leave out there, and then against the team who doesn't miss free throws, I think they were 7 for 9. Now we get to the free throw line usually more than the other team, and sometimes even double what the other team gets to. But when we're averaging about 50 to 55% of free throws made, you're losing some points out there. So that's the one thing that we will continue to work on, in the summer and into next year. And if we get that percentage higher, we are going to be in a lot more games and help our record even better.
There's a good young girls basketball team at Reading. They've got a good coach, and they've got a program that's pointed in the right direction. They're hanging a district title banner. Coach Mulnix, I can't thank you enough for joining us at the last minute. Congratulations on a great season.
All right, thanks a lot, Andy, and I appreciate you letting me be on the show.